too. So it's
right. Here she goes. She's back in here.
Right, though.
Hello?
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Appreciate you. Thank you.
To answer your question, I believe it's important to be labeled as an American because my ancestors worked very, very hard to have equal title with everybody else in the country. I'm not dismissing the fact that my ancestry is from Africa. I have seen my family's name on the first census when slaves first got counted. So yes, I know where my ancestors are from. At the same time, I'm equal, and I'm not. I don't know. I'm an American, just like anybody else is an American who was born here. So I know people get angry at me, but I was born here. I wasn't born in another country, and my family has been here for many generations. I deserve to be called an American just as much as the next person who's been here for many generations.
How did social media change your perception and outlook on life? Obviously, you were beloved as a childhood star. Grow up, stuff gets different. Social media, shit gets different. So how is it for you transitioning through the social media age and dealing with maybe different criticism that you weren't accustomed to dealing with in the beginning?
I'm not able to hide. I have to be myself on social media. Before social media, interviews and appearances were curated, 3 hours in hair and makeup, a whole entire list of questions nobody's allowed to ask. I'm not allowed to talk about. And I sit there, I do my job, and I go home. But me being in the house with myself, being restless, I'm showing up to an interview in a hoodie and some glasses. Like, that's never happened. I'm normally, girdle, boobs up. Oh, that's right. See? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
5 years later, I heard you talking. You were asked a question about Bill Cosby, and you didn't want to give judgment now. After the fact, now that he's in prison and doing his time, how do you feel right now about Bill Cosby and his current situation?
Justice to a man who put me in the game. I'm torn. I'm sad and in debt. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I was today. And if it wasn't for him, depression wouldn't be rampant through many females' minds right now. So he's,
Yeah, I think a lot of people, what he represented, what that show represented, and in the age of now, us seeing all these, the black images and female images doing all this ratchet stuff, it represented success. It represented that, you don't have to become a stripper. You could become, a president or a doctor. And I just think that, it's a travesty, what happened. We had a lot of different discussions on the show. And, I just try to take the good with the bad with that situation. But I definitely appreciate you for answering that question.
I just want to say this, too. I think it's this is not about Bill Cosby and what happened and why he's in jail. This is about people in star positions that we look to. Sometimes it's unfair because the character that they've played in front of your face for so long, or the watcher has attached that personality to that person. And that's not the case. So it's a difficult thing, but it's not always the case. People still have their lives. And I just wanted to say that out loud for those who understand me, know what I'm talking about.
I think it's, with the situation, I think you see people like, Felicia Rashad and people around the situation. It seems like some people put them in one box and some people put them in another box. In my opinion, just, from the outside looking in with that whole situation. So, yeah.
Who was I going to ask you? Man, this is crazy. Orlando Brown. What's your thoughts on him?
What'd you just say?
Am I not allowed to say that?
Who?
Oh, shit. The dude that used to play, the dude that played with That's So Raven with you, that we used to, Tiger.
Yeah, let's go. What you want to talk about this one for?
Because obviously the brother's dealing with some demons. I'm not sitting back and laughing at anything he's going through. I don't put too much cloth on anything the brother says. I know he's dealing with some issues, but you, at one point, being side by side with him acting, I don't know how close you guys were personally, but I would just like to know your thoughts on Orlando Brown, if you have any.
My thoughts on Orlando Brown. I think he's a very, very talented young man. OB. Period. Done. No comment.
How, growing up in Hollywood as a female, the best you can throw us in the mind of a female, how did that change your perception of a man growing up in Hollywood and just seeing, I'm sure, things that we can't talk about on camera? Did that change your perception of a man and just give maybe a false sense of respect for a man?
When I was younger, I felt like if I wasn't competing with a porn star, that I wasn't going to be famous enough. Like, that's kind of where I was. Like, you have to be just, the good girl that they teach you to be is not who they look for in entertainment. And that's what I understood from men growing up in the industry. That's sad, right? It's just, but it's cool though. At the same time, I mean, I'm kind of reckless. I went on a date with somebody. I'm not gonna say who it is, but they know who it is. A long time ago, famous, whatever. And he was like, "Yo, I'll pay for this." I'm like, "No, I'll pay for it myself." They were like, "Why? You should let a man pay for you." I said, "Why? Why do I have to let a man pay for me? I got my own money." And he was like, "Whatever." And I was like, "Fine." So you're like. First of all, I'm not going to be in debt to any man. So if you pay for my pizza and you expect something later, that's not going to happen. One, two. Mm-hmm. I was raised by guys in the industry, and I just, it's a crazy world, but it's okay. Shit's changing. It's going to switch up one day. And eventually somebody would love to see a woman play a piano, a guitar, and the drums.
How do you cope though? Because again, a lot of people, in your position, it seems like Hollywood and the music industry it tears people up. We see it every day. How have you been able to stay sane and cope with it? I mean, just sitting there with a hoodie on, braids, chilling, but other people are wilding out on camera. What's your secret to success?
My secret is I got a long way to go. I'm trying to pop my shit too early. I got a lot of popping to do. And I pop a little bit at a time, you know what I mean? That other stuff is entertainment. This is my life. This is my career. I got a long way to go. I got shit I gotta do. I got deals with corporations. This is not just me. You know what I mean? I have younger eyes looking at me. I have older eyes looking at me. So when people ask me, "Yo, say this or do this, or do you do this?" I'm like, yeah, I probably am an adult, but I don't have to do that right now because I know that Raven's home shows up, and I'm not about to disrespect the millions of parents who trust me to watch after their kids right now. And then when that's over and I'm able to do it, then I will. And if people have a problem with that, I'm sorry, but I'm happy where I am. I'm happy living a life that my kids can be proud of as well.
What's next for Raven Symone, the brand, and what you bring? What's, in your vision? What do you want to see in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, I got a couple deals I'm closing right now, but I'm going on tour. I really am going to take this Corona time and the fact that I had to share my home, myself, my real moment, not just that one girl you see on TV all the time. And just live in my truth for a while. My brand kind of changed a little bit during Corona, in my opinion, and I'm okay with it because it came to reality. It was brought back to center. So going around the country, saying hi to people, meeting them as me, as the person that I've been hiding for a while.
Can you take us a little bit into the business mind of Raven Symone? Like, how are you able to stay so successful? I know I asked that, but just behind the scenes. Now you're executive producer of Raven's Home, once a star of That's So Raven. You're obviously sitting behind the scenes now, making more decisions behind the scenes. Just walk us through the business mind behind your brand.
I don't force things. I give space for positive vibrations to elevate me to levels that I need to go. I allow for it to lead me in the path that was created for me prior to my fleshy being. You know, I look at a deal and I say, does it